This next book is so dope. Only 3 issues, out of canon Batman, just diving deep into an aspect of the Joker I've thought about for a long time. It's so good that I can't do it alone. Can't do it with just Fire Guy. We had to bring Gem from GemMintCollectibles on the mic.
What's going on, Tom? What's going on, Fire Guy Ryan? It's the first time we're in a video together, and when you asked me to talk about Joker Killer Smile, you couldn't have picked a better title. I think so far this is my favorite miniseries of the year. Incredible storyline. Can't wait to talk about it.
That's exciting. I was like with all these Black Label series, I've kind of been getting them, and then they kind of just sit in my oversized short box, and I don't really pick them out and read them until much later, which is right now. I finally got to sit down and read all these Joker Killer Smile books. They are really good, and we're going to talk about them, and I'm excited.
We got Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino. The art in this is incredible. The narrative is something that I feel like should have been written a long time ago. But let's break it down a little bit. Light spoilers, but warning, there is a major twist that we will not cover because it's so good. You got to just read this book.
Yeah, man. So basically, you have this Elseworld story, this out-of-canon story that really has little to no Batman in it whatsoever. But you have this psychiatrist who's assigned to the Joker, and you can kind of see Joker manipulate him as this story goes along, and the psychiatrist doesn't even see it.
It's a psychological horror book. Jeff Lemire is known to writing some creepy stuff and incorporating really strange, almost surreal visuals into these pages. And this narrative is one that we know, but we've never really seen.
I think what sets this story apart, for me at least as a cinema person, this comic feels like a really strong mix of Silence of the Lambs and like Fight Club, like something that's really in your head and you're almost confused about what's real and what's not real. And it feels like it should be a very simple surface level story about a doctor and a patient / psycho clown criminal. It's not. There's a lot of layers here, and it's made even more trippy and confusing by the art by Andrea Sorrentino. It's also the same creative team from Gideon Falls, and that book is a head trip to say the least. So if you've read that, you kind of get a little bit of what you're going to be getting into in this Joker Killer Smile book.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if you like Gideon Falls, which you should be reading that as well, this is the superhero version of that. Not that they're superheroes, but there's characters that you know from comics, like Joker, whereas Gideon Falls is like an independent title. But you're right. When you're reading this story, you don't really know if Joker's manipulating him or not. There's times where you're like, well, how can he do anything? He's in a cell. How can he affect this guy's home life, his personal life, his family life? But, it is the Joker, and he kind of does.
Yeah, we know that Joker is known to have done this in the past. I mean, a lot of us are thinking about Harley Quinn. I mean, one-shots we've seen, even in like the BTOS universe, there are opportunities that Joker uses to manipulate those he's trying to use to achieve his goals, to corrupt, to cause crime, and really to get at Batman and to take over Gotham. And in this 3-issue series, we actually see the process.
One of the bigger complaints I've heard a lot about most of the Black Label books overall is that a lot of them have been focused on the Joker or Harley Quinn or the Joker and Harley Quinn or Batman. They're all pretty snug in that Batman villain universe.
Got to bring the A-listers,
Sure. On one level, I have an issue with that, and I would like them to branch out more and try different characters. But on the other hand, if all of them can keep the level of quality that like this Joker Killer Smile has in a book like Harleen had, also that was a 3-issue Black Label oversized Harley Quinn miniseries. That was also really, really good. If they can all be this excellent, then I don't really care, I guess, what character they write about. Give me more Joker, I guess, if it's on this level.
Yeah, I've heard those complaints as well, but what I say to those people is that every Hill House comic was published under DC Black Label, plus you have stuff like The Question, Last Gods, and a slew of other titles. So it's not just that there are Batman and Harley books, but I guess it's just, if you're not looking close enough, it might seem that way. But to your point, Ryan, Harleen is another one of my favorite miniseries from this year. Both of these books were incredible.
Excellent taste, my friend. One day we'll talk about that on here, I'm sure. But
Comic fam, slap that like button, hit the subscribe button. Did you read this? Did you read any of the Black Label stuff? I wasn't really big on the Joe Hill Hill House of Comics run I was really hoping for, but I was getting the horror vibes, the psychological stuff in these issues, as well as a lot of other comics from this like mature part of DC Comics continuity.
Yeah, dude, this was a sadistic version of Joker. You can kind of tell he's just having fun. He's just playing with this guy just because he can, because he has nothing better to do, sitting in his cell. Hey, I'm going to just ruin this guy's life.
This right here is one of my favorite ways that Joker is depicted in a comic book. He's not hipster. He's not like mafia Joker. He's just crazy. He's sadistic. There's a point in this comic book where he finds himself in a place where he's losing some teeth and he's laughing. And you're seeing that Joker just grin with just bloody teeth and missing gaps in between them. And it's horrific, but he's so happy. And I feel like that twisted dichotomy right there is the Joker that is disturbing, which is exactly what I want to see in the Black Label run.
It's weird. There were moments reading this that I got specific echoes and vibes from Heath Ledger's Joker, but also from Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Jared Leto's Joker. It felt like kind of a mishmash a little bit of all three different types, but it's also very much its own unique version of Joker too, like Tom was saying.
Yeah, I can see that. There's almost something methodical in the way that he is playing this psychiatrist, and almost feels to me like supernatural, because there's no like logical way he should be able to do what he's doing. He's not in contact with this person, like they're separated by glass, I believe, the whole time. But yeah, there's something about it that's just like, how is he able to do these things?
It's kind of reminds me of, you said glass, which kind of like leads me to think about Mr. Glass from like the Unbreakable universe, like the M. Night movie franchise. In the third movie, you find out just how cunning this character is and how he's able to orchestrate so much from his own prison cell. And it's those types of vibes that I saw in these pages, that this mastermind, you don't even know, you can't even conceive just how smart he is, because it's masked by so much crazy.
I was worried you were going to give spoilers for Glass or Split or something. Yeah, I haven't seen those yet, so I almost had to I don't know, I was going to cover my ears, but I'm wearing headphones. That wouldn't work. This is all scaring me.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on this segment. I'm glad to see you guys are reviewing comic books, because that's something I do on my channel as well, besides just unboxing statues and omnibus. So make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, this 3-issue series, it was followed up by a one-shot Batman the Smile Killer, same creative team, amazing run. Drop down in the comments below, what did you think of this run by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, and geek responsibly.